The crystalline spires of the Galaxy Council's central chamber vibrated with an unprecedented frequency of panic. Ambassador Zethkri of the Vorthan Empire clicked his mandibles nervously as he reviewed the reports flooding in from across the galaxy. For the first time in 3,000 years of galactic civilization, a species had done the unthinkable. They had refused to negotiate. "This is impossible," chittered Council Speaker Veltara, her 6 arms gesticulating wildly. "Every species negotiates. It's the fundamental law of survival. You expand until you meet resistance. Then you negotiate boundaries, trade agreements, territorial divisions. It's how civilization works." Jackson Martinez stood in the human observation deck aboard the UES Defiance, watching the chaos unfold through the massive viewport. The 26-year-old tactical officer had been handpicked for this historic moment, humanity's first formal contact with the galactic community. Beside him, Xenolingusit Ruya Chen monitored the translation feeds, her dark eyes reflecting the dancing lights of alien vessels surrounding their position. "They're really losing their minds down there," Jackson observed, a slight smirk playing at his lips. "Look at them scramble." Ruya adjusted her translation matrix, frowning at the incoming communications. "Jackson, I'm picking up transmissions from 47 different species. They're all saying the same thing. This is unprecedented. Some are calling it a civilizational anomaly. 3 days earlier, the Galaxy Council had made contact with Earth, expecting the usual first contact protocol. A newly discovered species would be assessed for technological level, resource value, and territorial claims. Then came the negotiations, usually a tedious but straightforward process of dividing up space, establishing trade routes, and determining the newcomer's place in the galactic hierarchy. Humanity's response had been simple and earth-shattering. No. Not no to specific terms. Not "we need better conditions," just no negotiations. No territorial divisions. No acceptance of galactic law. No acknowledgement of the Council's authority. In the Council chamber, panic was reaching new heights. Ambassador Krex of the Silicon Confederacy, a being of living crystal whose thoughts resonated through harmonic frequencies, was practically shrieking. "How do we contain a species that won't negotiate containment? How do we limit their expansion if they won't accept limits? Have we tried force?" suggested General Mokhtar of the warrior caste, his reptilian features twisted in confusion. "Perhaps they're simply confused about their position." Speaker Veltara's compound eyes fixed on him with something approaching horror. "Force? Against a species that refuses to negotiate? Do you understand what that means? They have nothing to lose, no agreements to break, no treaties to violate. They're completely unbound." Back on the Defiance, Captain Sarah Hayes reviewed the latest intelligence reports with her senior staff. The slight woman with steel-gray eyes had been chosen to lead humanity's first contact mission, precisely because of her reputation for unconventional thinking. "Ma'am," Jackson reported, "we're now detecting 73 Council vessels in our vicinity. They're maintaining distance, but their weapon systems are powered." "They won't fire," Ruya interjected confidently. "I've been analyzing their communication patterns. They're terrified. Not of our weapons or our numbers, they're terrified of the concept of us." Captain Hayes nodded grimly. "Explain." "Every species in the galaxy operates on the same principle," Ruya continued, her fingers dancing across her linguistic analysis console. "Expansion, contact, negotiation, integration. It's their entire framework for understanding civilization. We've just upped it out." Jackson pulled up a tactical display showing human colonies spreading across 37 systems. "While they've been having meetings about us, we've established 17 new settlements. No one's tried to stop us because they don't have protocols for dealing with non-negotiating expansion." In the Council chamber, the situation was deteriorating rapidly. Emergency sessions were being called. Ancient protocols dusted off, and xenopsychologists were desperately trying to understand the human mindset. "Perhaps they're testing us?" suggested Ambassador Yilneth of the Commerce Guild, his tentacles writhing anxiously. "Waiting for us to sweeten our offers? We've offered them prime real estate, exclusive trading rights, even council membership," Speaker Veltara replied. "They simply respond with, 'Humanity will determine its own path and continue expanding.'" The truth was simpler and more terrifying than any of them realized. Humanity had looked at galactic civilization and found it insufficient. The rigid hierarchies, the endless negotiations over scraps of space, the acceptance of limitations imposed by those who had arrived first. None of it appealed to a species that had spent millennia fighting for every inch of progress on a hostile world. Jackson watched as another human colony ship departed for unexplored regions, completely ignoring Council territorial claims. "You know what I love about this?" he said to Ruya. "They keep expecting us to fit into their system. They can't conceive of a species that just doesn't." Ruya smiled, monitoring another frantic Council communication. "They're calling us the Unbound now. It's becoming a galaxy-wide term. Some species are reportedly reconsidering their own territorial agreements, wondering why they accepted limits in the first place." That was the real panic. Not just that humans refused to negotiate, but that their refusal was inspiring others to question the entire galactic order. Reports were coming in of minor species withdrawing from disadvantageous treaties, expanding beyond their designated boundaries, and responding to Council complaints with variations of humanity's simple response: no. Captain Hayes stood before the main view screen, watching the Galaxy Council's fleet maintain their uncertain vigil. "Open a channel to the Council chamber," she ordered. The transmission connected, and Speaker Velterra's anxious voice filled the bridge. "Captain Hayes, surely we can reach some accommodation." "Speaker Velterra," Captain Hayes interrupted calmly. "Humanity appreciates the Council's desire for order. However, we didn't ask to join your galaxy-spanning civilization. We discovered we weren't alone, noted your systems and boundaries, and chose to forge our own path. You're welcome to yours. But the stability, the framework, without negotiation, how do we maintain galactic civilization?" Captain Hayes smiled, an expression that somehow conveyed both warmth and steel. "That's your problem to solve, not ours. Humanity will continue to explore, expand, and thrive. Those who wish to interact with us are welcome. Those who wish to stop us are welcome to try, but we will not negotiate away our future for the comfort of your past." The transmission ended, leaving the Council chamber in stunned silence. Jackson grinned as he watched Council vessels beginning to withdraw. "Think they'll figure it out?" Ruya was already monitoring transmissions from across the galaxy, species questioning their boundaries, colonies pushing past established limits, entire civilizations reconsidering what they had accepted as immutable law. "I think," she said, "we just changed everything." In the depths of space, humanity continued its inexorable expansion, unbound by the limitations that had defined galactic civilization for millennia. Behind them they left not destruction, but something far more dangerous to the established order: the simple, revolutionary idea that civilization could be whatever a species chose to make it. The galaxy would never be the same.